JB, so good night on Friday, winning the Aussie Open, the opening round of the Aussie Supercross. That was great. And, Kenny gets a flat in the second one, and you're just a couple points out. Your teammate Friese is leading. Kenny's a couple points back of you. You go into the third one. Chance at the World Championship, chance at the series title, which, after the UK didn't look great, but you're riding much better. And then you get freezed. We watched it. We slowed it down today. You were mad after the race, and I think rightfully so. He went right on a left-hand turn. And it's crazy because you're his teammate.
Yeah, I mean, I guess where do we start? The hard part is, I guess we'll just start with the incident. Yeah, I mean, we go into it. Sean, my mechanic, tells me, even rewind a couple days. Tony had all the math. Tony being Tony, super prepared, knowing all the points and all that. So went over the breakdown and to be quite honest, like, it wasn't that important to me. Like, there was no money on the line. There was no money on the line for us to win. The team championship thing was kind of cool because obviously the team puts in a lot of hard work. The world championship thing, look, it's better for everybody if Ken Roczen wins. It's better for the series. Of course, it'd be cool if I won, but there wasn't a lot in it for me, to be totally honest. So I really wasn't that concerned going into the weekend, and I'm like, well, yeah, just go and get a podium, and was really focused on the Friday night race as well. So once that went good and I was feeling good. So first two mains went fine. Third and the second, obviously with Kenny going out with the flat tire. So going into the last one, Sean is like, hey, do you know where you are points wise? And I'm like, yeah, I think Vince and I are tied or something. He's like, well, you're one back of Vince. I'm like, okay, so cool. Well, I'll try and get a good start. And the first two, I'd beat him pretty good. And it'll be no problem. So going to the first turn, had a good start. And yeah, I just get totally, and what's funny is, like, you see the pictures and you see it all right. Well, me being in it and like hearing, and so you just hear his bike get wound up, right? And bang, I'm off the track. And I just kept saying, I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. Like, I couldn't believe it. I seriously could not believe it. And so I just kind of ride around the rest of the time, whatever. And I really didn't know where I was. So coming off the track, yeah, I was mad, man. I'm just like, it's just not called for. Like, what are we doing here, And to be teammates, and then from all the years, like, the thing he doesn't really realize either is how much work I put into the team to get him what he's got. And me and Mike Genova are super close. I love him like a brother. Like me, I mean, me and him are really tight. I've got a ton of respect for Tony. And the amount of hours I've spent on the phone with Honda, organizing Showa stuff years ago, a lot of support for the team, develop like the stuff that I guess he doesn't even realize. And then to do something like that, and then don't even think, the hours I spent trying to help, and the amount of times he's done that to me is probably 4 or 5 now. I mean, he broke my hand in 2020 by just T-boning me the last lap at Daytona, and then COVID hit, so you don't really hear about it much. And I just continue to forgive and forget. No, he's a good guy off the track, and this and that. And then we go play golf together, and it's like, I don't mind him off the track. I feel like he started to become somewhat of a friend. And so there's so much backstory to it, right? It's not just that incident. That incident was no big deal, really. Like, he didn't hit me that hard. It was just the principle of it and the principle of everything that has kind of went in to the team and all of it. And then just to do that. And then on top of it, what really, really fires me up is lying. Like, if somebody starts to lie, my blood pressure just starts to boil. And if I came off the track and he said, yeah, man, I tried to T-bone you. I tried to, like, it was me and you for the world championship. I tried to T-bone you, and Genova gave me a $50,000 bonus and this and that. I'd probably be like, I'd still be pissed, but I'd be like,
right.
All right.
Yeah.
But the lies and like my front tire slipped and I went into you, or, oh, Savachi kind of messed me up. Like, none of it's true. It's just, it's not true.
You can see him look right.
The facts are the facts. He looks right.
Yes.
He sees me. He gasses it, and he flies into me.
Right.
Those are the facts. That's purely the facts. So that's what made me even more mad is like, and it's not just me, right? He never really owns up to any of them. So that was the problem. And it bummed me out for not only myself, for the team, for Genova. He's not been able to be here because he's been injured. But so he just took me and both of us out. Like now, neither one of us got a chance.
And you won the team championship. But what if you lost it because of that? You know, like
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
And man, it's a pilot season. Like, come on, the world champ. Like, I love these guys over here, but like, come on, we all know what it's a 2-round series. There's marketing in the world championship thing. You know, I understand all that, but like, come on, if we're going for millions of dollars and it's a true world championship or something like, but it's just not, you know? And so there's a long backstory to it. That's what really got me fuming. And,
just own it.
Kind of
that's what we said earlier.
Just own it, man. Just own it. And but just the excuses and the lies, and I just can't take that. I just cannot take it.
What I don't get is, so Kenny's ahead of you. He's only at 2 points back. Like, taking you down is going to get – now, look, he's not going to beat Ken Roczen, most likely, but Kenny could get another flat or go down or who knows. Like, taking you down, not racing, colliding with you is letting Ken Roczen get away. So now you're not even racing at all, Ken Roczen? Like,
for sure. But I was only told about Vince. So, and we weren't really sure about the Kenny thing. Is it a DNF? Is it 0 points? Okay. Is it some points? So I actually personally wasn't thinking Kenny was in it.
Oh, okay. Got it. Right.
I thought it was just kind of between him and I.
But you get the points wherever DNF'd, he gets points. Like, yeah.
So we were, and it goes quick, right? Remember, we're like back to back to back. So I was told there was 1 point in between us. I'm like, okay, well, whoever wins, and let's race it out, and cool. Like, that'll be a cool thing. But like I said, no money in it for me. Maybe Vince, look, our contracts are vastly different. So maybe he did have a bonus or something and stuff. But if he explains that, hey man, Genova last minute called me this morning and said he's giving me $50K. So I cleaned your butt out, you know, like, okay. Like, you had some money on the line. Like, okay, I still don't like the move. I still think you should do some things different, but like, you know, so. What did
Genova and Tony have to say about it? I mean, I heard there was some scuffles back in the pits too, right?
Yeah. So that's the next thing is then, so I do the press conference and stuff and still pretty heated and stuff. And then I get back to the pits and there's like guys waiting for me and they're like, you're never going to believe this. So Vince on the line decided to offer a guy next to him $2,000 to clean me out. So
unbelievable.
Was that guy Harlan?
I mean, I'll just say it.
Yeah. I saw it. Yeah. When they showed the live broadcast, I see the mechanic talking to Harlan and I see Harlan laughing and I'm like, oh shit.
Okay.
So that makes sense. Okay.
So I'm told that when I get back to the pits, and I'm like, well, I need to hear. I need to know the facts here because I don't just want hearsay, right? So then, I hear it from Grant, and I'm like, now this has gotten to a different level. Like now, obviously it's intentional. Now you're offering money. Like this is getting a little bit out of control. So I stewed over it. Look, I don't like controversy, guys. I mean, you probably know that, but like, I hate it. I don't like even just arguing with a friend or my wife or something. Like, I don't like it. I don't like confrontation. My favorite thing is seeing people get along. Like if we're at a family gathering or something, it's literally my favorite thing to sit back and just like, man, this is awesome. Everybody's getting along. But there's a time when like, all right, like this is out of hand. So I'm getting dressed. I'm like, should I say something? Should I not? Anyway, so I don't know, 30, 40 minutes goes by. And I finally just said, Vince, really? Like you're offering people money. And he denied it and denied it and denied it. So that just got me more and more mad. And it's like, and then he's, and then saying stuff like, I'm just mad because he's a better rider than me. And, you're just a baby because I'm better than you. And like, it's just like, come on, and then,
fuck.
So then Yulo had enough of him basically, lying and talking. And so then Yulo's kind of like, come on, man, like get out of here. And then it escalated and then which sucks because it's like,
no,
it's just stupid.
He's made strides as a rider and he just can't help himself.
100%.
The Craig thing was brutal,
Yeah. But you start offering people money to take me out, like,
yeah.
That's crazy to me.
No,
that's crazy.
This isn't wrestling. This isn't WWE wrestling.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
So, like, is Genova and Tony? Are they?
I haven't talked to Genova.
Okay.
I've tried calling Genova a couple times. I haven't talked to him.
Right.
So I don't know where he sits on this. I have no idea. No idea. Tony was great. Tony's a pretty factual guy, and like.
Mm-hmm.
He said he had came on the radio before the race and said, all right, make sure the riders don't get into each other. And he even said to me, like, cause he had a feeling, and, so yeah, I mean, yeah, it is what it is. Tony's been great. I even told him that after the race. I'm like, I hate that you're in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate all you've done. Look, it's a lot of work for those guys to get over there and build those bikes and ship stuff and a lot of money and effort and all that. And then, like I said earlier, literally the hours and hours I've been on the phone for the team and with Genova and Tony.
Yep.
Vince isn't on those calls. He's not calling American Honda to get deals. He's not organizing stuff. He's not negotiating graphics deals. And I mean, guess who designed these graphics? Me and Sam, the owner of SK Designs. I'm up at 3 a.m. designing his graphics. So that's another thing that really pissed me off is like, you don't even realize what the stuff I do behind the scenes, to give you that motorcycle underneath. That's a great motorcycle. That's a factory level motorcycle underneath you. And look, it's not just me, right? Obviously Genova's the leader of all of it and Tony, but I've assisted in that 100%.
Like you have relationships.
I've definitely helped.
You have relationships built into Honda, so some of that leaks down.
Absolutely.
Right. Exactly.
It's
Absolutely.
And again, like if you just keep following the arc of the turn, Vince, and if you're a better rider than Justin Brayton, he comes out second or third, and the race is on.
Then let's just race. And if he wants to get a little bit aggressive, that's fine. Like if you want to stuff me in a turn or something, that's fine. But let's just run into the side of me and then act like nothing's wrong.
Again, like he had just as much chances falling as you did. It wasn't going to be successful. Like hard to see that being successful to me. Like so he hits you and bounces left, and maybe somebody cleans him out because he's, going the wrong way on the track and the opposite. Like his move didn't even make any sense to me. Right?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's the thing is a lot of moves don't, unfortunately. And that's the hard part is like, but then not in the wrong, like totally fine. Like,
Yeah. Like what? Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Just like, and when you deliberately do that stuff in any other motorsport, you get suspended. Like but seems like nothing ever happens and nothing,
Yeah. Did Adam and Ryan and these guys, did they say much? Did they?
No, not really.
No, not really.
I mean, I talked to him for a long time after, but kind of about other stuff. And and like I said, that it wasn't that big a deal to me. Like if I win it or get 8th or like I was just there to let's have a good time and let's race it out. And I was stoked. I still got on the podium. I was stoked to see Kenny won, and like that was a good weekend. We had a great weekend, and like I said, I was really focused on starting the Aussie Championship good. And
I'm really surprised there was no bonuses for you though, JB. Like something. Like I didn't know this, but yeah.
Well, I mean, in the future there is, right? But a 2-race series,
right.
I mean,
and again, Kiefer said it earlier. Just own it. And just own it. I mean, it's a greasy move.
Look at you F up. Everyone screws up, and we know he does several times. But if he just came out and flipped the script one time and was like, "Hey, man, you know what?" Just like what JB did. We talked about. Hey, I got 50K, dude. I lost my mind. I saw red. Boom. I smacked you. I screwed up.
Even the Craig thing, which was egregious and brutal and terrible and almost undefensible, was more of a racing incident, quote unquote, than this one.
Yeah, this
was a hard right turn. Look right. Yeah. Turn right, go into your teammate. At least the Craig thing, which was brutal, and you could somewhat say, well, you were in the race and you just, I don't know, had your throttle stuck or so. I don't know. I don't fucking know. But This was worse.
At any point in time when you're on the line, obviously you didn't know anything what was going on behind, what he was saying to Grant or anything, but where you're like, oh shit, this might go down some crazy crap.
Man, not really. No, I really didn't, which is shame on me, right? I mean, the thing is we're pitted next to each other. We're getting dressed together. We're talking. I mean, but then I don't know, man, something changes when he puts on his helmet and goes racing. But I really wasn't thinking too much about it. I was thinking, because I had gotten decent starts. I started ahead of him in both motos. I'm like, all right, you really got to focus on this start. And I mean, I guess I don't think about those things. So maybe I should have been more aware. And look, I thought I'd at least get past the first turn, but maybe as the race came to and he was behind me, for sure, I would expect something, but I definitely didn't expect it right there. That's for sure.
Jeez. Justin Brayton on the Pulp MX Show, presented by Acherbys at Acherbys USA. Check them out. Disc guards, frame guards, chain blocks, slider kits, and of course replica plastic. All available at Acherbys USA. Well, JB, let's move on from that. Do we have anything else about that incident with JB?
No,
Okay.
I think we're all good.